Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Because it's time to write now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right.
Welcome to another daily live motivation writing stream. I'm your host, Kauffman, and today we're going to be doing not one and not two, but three writing sprints. As we're going to try to make some progress on our storytelling today, I'm working on The Last Scarecrow, a dark fantasy adventure. What are you working on? Drop a chat. Drop a comment, join the conversation. Welcome to the community. We're going to try to get some writing today. We're going to try to be productive. It's Friday, right? So it means we're at the end of the work week, hopefully for some of us, as we are getting into the weekend. So we're going to see what is happening. We're going to see what is up. And then make sure to stick around for the breaks. We'll chat on the break and we'll kind of catch up and see whatever writing craziness is on our minds. You can ask questions, you can share what you're writing about, or you can just hear me talk about Scarecrow and my process, either or. What's up, Calvin? Like, what I'm working on. I know, Calvin, you and me have both been at it pretty consistently. I know for those of you just joining the chat, I know Calvin's working on a really cool sci-fi novel, book number 2. Calvin, you're making as much progress as I am, my friend. So we got to keep up this vibe. We totally got to keep up the vibe. Okay, so let me pull up my screen. We're going to hop right into the first writing sprint. As you can see, I already have my stuff. I'll pull it up. Perfect. So we're going to hop right into it. We'll start with 25 minutes for this first sprint, and I am all ready. So let's try to see what we can do. I'll throw up the music and I'll come join you in the chat. Whether you are brainstorming, writing, editing, or working on author branding, that's all part of the process. Come join us because it's time to write now. All right, writing sprint done. Writing sprint done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. By the way, Maddie Marengo, welcome to the stream. I always love seeing new writers joining us. I'd love to hear, what type of writer are you? Are you working on any fun stories or doing anything cool right now? I love welcoming new writers to the community. By the way, Mary, you gave me that was some really good insight and ideas for the beginning of that chapter. I got pulled away dealing with some admin during that sprint specifically, so I wasn't as productive as I'd hoped. But I'm actually at a good part right now, so I feel pretty good about this next sprint we'll hop into. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm at a part of the story which, you guys who've been around know, I'm about to embark. This is like the next major story arc. A rough draft, it was originally 10 chapters. I'm cutting it down to 7 chapters, but this is going to take me to the midpoint, which is a huge moment in the book. So very, 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 very cool. Yeah, Matt. I saw. Let's see. I know you're saying that focus tends to be the worst part for you. I totally understand. That's actually why I do these streams daily, to help writers with the community, because I know staying consistent, accountability, focus, productivity, all that stuff can always be a challenge. That's why I stream every day. Today is day 445 445 consecutive writing streams. So I got all the focus in the world. I mean, you guys see, I mean, the community sees me. Some streams I'm super focused, and there's others I'm not. It's all part of the process. I think the goal is to show up, and then you try your best, right? My motto is, if you don't feel like writing, write anyways. Now, that's not to say if you're at a point in your life where you need to take a mental health break. I'm all for mental health breaks, but we got to power through it if we want to finish getting our books out there. Interesting, Mary. You're like, I'm thinking covered would have a connotation more like hands over eyes, so you see nothing. Yeah, and I mean, I'm thinking like this, right? So Scarecrow gets to the edge of this cliff, and he's like this. Shadowed would mean more like giving them shade. Okay, yeah, I mean, I could see that. That's kind of interesting. I'll hop over here real fast. I'm kind of curious about that. So, Mary, you said, I'm thinking covered would have a connotation of more like hands over eyes. So this is the beginning of the chapter. You're like, Scarecrow shadowed his eyes. Originally, it was Scarecrow covered his eyes. The sky brightened and the air became warmer as the forest thinned out. Scarecrow shadowed his eyes. Yeah, I mean, I think I like that. I think I do like that a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Mary. Yeah, so let's see. Hey, what's up, Brianna? Welcome back, my friend. Always good to see you here in the community. I hope the writing's treating you well. I hope you're working on your next book. Welcome, welcome. Brianna was one of the other awesome authors who joined us for the Write Nowathon back in December. We did, it was basically 24 hours of live streaming over the course of 3 days. We had over 40 guest authors, games, events, and so much. So, like, anybody who missed out, it's all available. The replays are all available for free over on the Right Now YouTube channel. So, Right Nowathon was so cool. So cool. My goodness, I'm already looking forward to this year's. Nice, Calvin, getting some progress. What's up, Calvin? You keep motivating me, Calvin. You're like juggling like work and getting writing done. I feel so motivated and inspired by you, my friend. Let's see, Maddie. You're like, I'm a screenwriter. Love working on specs and just planning on starting streaming soon to get more productive and collaborative with it. That is so cool, Matt. I was actually I lived in Hollywood for almost 10 years, Los Angeles, and I spent many years as a screenwriter trying to break into the screenwriting industry through television. So I had a lot of experience as a PA working on productions. I didn't quite reach that goal of getting in working in a television room, but I ended up being hired out to become a ghostwriter a lot of time as my writing job. So it was quite a learning experience. But we have a couple of screenwriters in the community pop up every once in a while. So that's really, really cool. And I'm always such a proponent of helping more writers become get their stuff out there. Maddie, I actually literally just did a video. I think this was last week over on the ReadNow YouTube channel on it's how to become an author tuber, but all the principles are still apply. It's like the same application for starting out doing like writing streams and writing productivity. I would actually highly recommend you check it out. It's I think it was about an hour. But it is pretty good. It was some good stuff. And it goes over all the basics of what I've experienced after 450 writing streams of like what you need to be prepared for, research, setting up, and all that. Great question. It's right now, one word. I'll drop the link over for you, so that way you can check it out. There you go. I just dropped that link for you, my friend. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Much, much appreciated. Eli, you're like, Charles and his wife just had what I hope is a cute food fight. Aw. I've never tried to write a food fight before, though, so I hope it's not too perfunctory and stiff. Yeah, but I mean, if you're doing it where it's like supposed to be cutesy, it might actually be really fun. And I think that'll be something super fun to do with Charles. So that's actually really interesting because from what I've seen, I don't think I've seen too many like cutesy scenes that you've done in your story. So I'm not sure, but it'll be interesting to see though, for sure. Maddie, you're like, my motto is throw up on paper and clean it up a little. I love that. My motto is if you don't know how to solve a problem, put a dragon on it. Everyone, I'm like, I think dragons solve all problems. Hey, what's up, my friend? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is going on? How you doing today, my dude? I am almost done with your stuff. Actually, I need to finish getting that out later today. BT dubs. Eli, you're like, I feel like shaded is even better than shadowed. Oh, it's actually interesting. Scarecrow shaded his eyes. Scarecrow shadowed his eyes. Yeah, shaded. Scarecrow shaded. Yeah, I think shaded's better too, Eli. Scarecrow shadowed his eyes. Scarecrow shaded his eyes. I think is a little clearer. Thanks for that recommendation. Ooh, Calvin, you'll be happy. It's a Trafal chapter, though. He gets his butt kicked by an old man. Who doesn't love that, right? Crazy old man. One of my favorite books of all time. One of my favorite classics of all time. Don Quixote. Excellent classic. Kind of hard to read because the writer Cervantes is a very difficult writer, but for anybody who doesn't know Don Quixote, it's literally the story of a senile old man who travels across the countryside on his horse, and he has dementia, but he thinks he's a knight. He tries to help everybody, but makes things worse. Every single thing he does makes things like 10 times worse. It's like the funniest, like it's one of the funniest stories. I always loved Don Quixote. So excellent. On that note, time for another writing sprint. But before we do, if you are enjoying the stream, follow and subscribe. We're here every day with the ReadNow YouTube channel, 445 days and counting. If you're looking for a daily writing community, we have writers of all genres, of all skill levels. We have our ReadNow Discord. We have critique streams. We have author interviews. We got the book club. We got it all. So if you're looking for that community to help you with your writing journey, this is the place. Make sure to follow and subscribe, and you'll be alerted when we go live. All right, my friends. So let's hop back into it. We're going to do writing sprint number 2. We're going to keep it at 25 minutes because I need to be on time today. So we're going to do writing sprint number 2 for 25 minutes. I am already on my end. So, all right, let's do it. Whether you are brainstorming, writing, editing, or working on some author branding, that's all part of the vibe. Come join us because it's time to right now. All right, writing sprint done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, writing sprint number 2 done. How did that writing sprint go for you guys? Were you able to get some progress in on your storytelling? So, I am at an interesting moment. So, it's really interesting. I just need to read this really brief piece, this brief scene, because this is actually a really big moment that I refer back to a number of times. Um, let's see. I just need to make sure this sounds right. So, let's see. What if you were Scarecrow, Pebble, and Crow finally got Scarecrow, Pebble. So Scarecrow, Pebble the Pixie, and Mr. Crow finally have escaped the forest and reached the edge of this cliffside when they hear a call for help in the distance. Scarecrow, of course, goes to help. Goes to follows the call for help. Well, Pebble, of course, is arguing at him not to. And I just need to read this 1.5 page because this is a big moment. Scarecrow. What if you were in trouble and called out for help? Scarecrow screamed as he hopped over a boulder and ran through some trees. I'd leave me to perish. Her words were drowned out by another cry for help as they burst through a thicket of shoulder high bushes and stumbled on a clearing overlooking the valley. Worn down patches of blood red crystals trailed from the forest's edge to a narrow path leading awkwardly down the cliffside. Scarecrow stopped in his tracks, eyeing the crystals warily. Help! He shook his head, locking onto a pair of leathery hands with long, lanky fingernails gripping the cliffside. The fingers slipped as Scarecrow raced to the ledge and tossed Pebble onto his shoulder, with Mr. Crow not too far behind. Help! Anyone! Please! Cried out a hoarse voice. Scarecrow latched onto the animal's hand before it slipped. A thin, sinewy tail swung to and fro. Scarecrow laughed as he lay against the ground, gripping the animal's hand. Looks like we got here just in time, friend. Crow hovered just above, flapping back and forth. See, if we hadn't come, this poor animal could have died, Scarecrow said to the pixie, groaning as he tried in vain to pull the animal up unsuccessfully. Sticking to Scarecrow's shoulder as she peered over, Pebble mumbled, Primates don't fall off cliffs. I don't trust this. Trailing off, Scarecrow got to his knees, reaching his other hand over the ledge to try and grab the animal, which mostly resembled a monkey. Which primarily resembled a monkey, which primarily, I liked that suggestion, which primarily resembled a monkey. It had pronounced facial features that screamed primate, a large bulky frame with golden red materials draped around its waist and chest, much too tight for it, and a majestic sinewy tail of red, white, and gold. The primate stopped screaming and reached one arm up to grab his forearm. The primate's crystal, wide-eyed gaze locked on him with a delighted smirk, becoming a sly grin. Primates. The pixie's eyes widened. Scarecrow, let go! The primate leaned in, dark and forebodingly. He whispered, Thanks, bub. I could use a hand. Or two. Giggling with a high-pitched maniacal hoot, the primate yanked Scarecrow over the cliffside. All right. I think I do like that. I mean, the goal, I wanted this scene to be very short and to the point. Because I call back to this moment because this is a splitting. This is a split moment that leads to a couple different character arcs. Yeah, I think I like it. Yeah, I don't think it needed that much of an adjustment, honestly. All right, let's see. Let me check in on your comments. Let's see. By the way, let's see. What's the I'll come back to your story in just a second. This is an interesting question. The question, what does Mr. Scarecrow smell like? I would sneeze because of allergies. You know what? I haven't touched on his smell in a little while. I think I touched on it a couple of times throughout the first third of the novel. I mean, straw. I mean, he's basically straw and stuffing. But that's a good question. Something interesting to think about. Nice, Eli. Got a bit. I've written about 450 words this stream, but I'm not anywhere near as fast as the people in here. Hey, well, you know what? Not about comparing to others, but your own progress is incredible, my friend. Absolutely. Brianna, what's up? You're like, I'm up 1,000 words from where I was this morning. So today has been a very good day. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice. It sounds like we're making some good progress. Mary, you're like about 150 and done. Woo! That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, my friend. My bad. I might be on a watch list because I looked up info on blood loss, but other than that, it went good. 223 words. Ooh, nice. I mean, we have to make sure we're doing the research as well. So that's really, really important. Interesting. There's a lot of uses of the word primate. Also, I change it off primarily since it sounds so much like primate. Maybe they're interspersing creature in there. Yeah, that's interesting. Do I use primate? I think I used monkey. I switched around monkey, animal, and then primate. I specifically want them to be referred to as primates. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a good call out. You know, Mary, that's actually a really interesting point. I would wonder about Scarecrow's hand coming off with the primate's weight on it. He lost limbs before, hasn't he? You know, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to create a moment. I'm going to have to add a line of Scarecrow holding his arm, recognizing that. Because I don't think this is a good moment for Scarecrow to lose his arm again right now. I'm thinking about the other times. I mean, both the other times were intentional. Yeah, so the first time he lost his arm was intentional. The second time, they were intentionally trying to pull his arms off. But you're right, Mary. That's actually something I'm going to have to add a line to that. Mm. Thanks for the feedback, guys. It's really helpful. I'll look back at the uses of primate. Yeah, I can. That's definitely something really easy to do. That's I didn't even catch there was that many instances, so that's actually good to know. Mm. All right. So so I'm kind of pushing on time, so we need to get into the next writing sprint. So we're gonna hop into writing sprint number 3. We're gonna keep it at 25 minutes, and let's do it. So you can see I'm already all set up. Come join us, whether you're brainstorming, writing, editing, all part of it. Come join us. Let's get some writing done because it's time to write now. Writing sprint done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I hope you were able to get some progress on your writing as well. I know we had some really, really cool moments. Let's see. How many words were you able to get today? I would love to hear. I know there was, what's the deal? You wrote a really cool little excerpt. I have to read it real fast. Kauffman sat hunched over his desk, the pale glow of the computer screen, the only light in the room. He had been working for hours, his finger tapping out the final chapters of The Hollow Field, a story about a cursed scarecrow that hunted down those who disturbed its land. He knew it was his best work yet, dark, unsettling, and relentless. But then the cursor froze. Kauffman frowned, jiggling the mouse. The screen blinked. Words began to appear without his touch. You gave me life. He sat back, heart thudding. The keyboard rattled on its own. You gave me purpose. A sudden gust of cold air blew through the room, though all the windows were shut. From the corner of the room, behind the old bookshelf, came the sound of creaking straw. A slow, dragging noise followed, something heavy brushing hardwood floor. Kaufman's breath quickened. A whisper drifted from the shadows. Why and me? He spun in his chair, but the room was empty. Dot, dot, dot. To be continued. I love it. I love it. What's the deal, bro? I know you wrote this little cool excerpt a little while back. I love these random stories. I'm so entertained. You should totally submit like a thriller or horror. Like your horror stuff is really interesting. Granted, I'm such a fan of the horror genre, and when we do our critique stream, which it's tomorrow, that's when we for some reason the one genre of story that people watch the most or read and listen to the most is always horror and thriller. For some reason, it's like the one story everyone listens to the most. So very, very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that, my friend. That was a fun little story. And it looks like we all got some great progress. Calvin got some good work done, totaling 800 words. Yes, that's awesome. Mary, organizing notes for another project. Excellent, excellent, excellent. My bad. 347 words in total, 124 for this sprint. Great work, my friend. Let's see, how much? I was like, I don't think I did too much. I mean, I did about 330 words, but you guys saw me. I was kind of revising this section a couple times. So, and I know that this specific part of the chapter is really important because I call back to it. This is a branching moment that's referred back to a number of times over the next couple chapters. So, this is actually one of the first times in the book where the POV is about to split. We're about to split the POV between the main characters. So, but I loved it. Oh, I love this moment. I love this story arc. I love my book. I'll get it published eventually. All right, my friends. Well, it's been great. Thank you all for joining me today as we hit creative writing on the morrow. I'll be back tomorrow for the story and critique stream. If you want to get feedback on your story, submit now. The submission link is down in the YouTube description down below. It's a great way where basically I will do live readings and live feedback for stories of writers in the community of small excerpts. We accept all genres, all skill levels. It's a great way if maybe you just want to hear your work read aloud or you're wanting feedback on an excerpt of it. So very, very good. This tends to be our most popular stream. It is tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 2, 3, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here. Come join us. And if you enjoyed the stream, tap that like button on your way out. Help us show the algorithm that writing streams are cool. All right, my friends, it's been great. Thank you, thank you. I will try to get to everyone's work. I don't know how high the submission rate is. I don't know how many submissions I have. Some critique shows I have 4 to 6. Other critique shows I have 15 to 20. Right? So I will absolutely do my best. Hopefully, but everyone should still submit. If it doesn't get read tomorrow, then it gets queued for the next critique stream. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So thank you all so much. But unfortunately, this brings us to the end of the stream. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kauffman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers.
Right now.
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 Because it's time to write now.
Right now.